So I was thinking, what should my video be about this week? And since today is September 30th and tomorrow's October 1st, also known as Halloween 1st, hence all of my Halloween decorations back here, I was thinking, why not do something a little bit more on the spooky side? So I thought I could talk about what's going on in my life. I may or may not currently be being followed by a ghost that I acquired where I lived before I lived here. So let's just talk about it. So if you see me keep looking down, it's because I've wrote everything down in chronological order. I want to tell the story in the sequence that it happened, and I don't want to leave anything out. So I've already wrote down everything in like the time frame that it all happened. So basically, about 2 years ago, I moved in with 3 other friends to a house kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It was a very old house, but it had been remodeled. And basically, the first night that we lived there, my room was like right off the kitchen, and then everybody else's room is like down here at this end of the house. So I was kind of like secluded away from everyone. And the majority of things that happened was in the kitchen, and it was just, you know, the basic stuff, I guess. Bowls being scooted around in the cabinets, cabinet doors opening and closing, all that stuff. Footsteps in the kitchen sounded like, you know, it just sounded like somebody was in the kitchen doing whatever they were doing. And that's what I thought the first night. And this happened, it was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. It woke me up because I'm kind of a light sleeper. It woke me up, and I was like, the next day I was like, who was in the kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning? And they were like, I wasn't in the kitchen, I wasn't in the kitchen. And that's when I started to realize that we were not in this house alone. And I also recently found out that 3 a.m. is like the prime time for like ghosts and stuff. So, I mean, that kind of fits that description. It was around 3 a.m. It never felt like, the whole time I lived there, I was never like scared or anything, because it didn't feel like any, like a demon or anything like that. It was just like something was there, and once it got used to us, it settled down like a lot, and we like wouldn't hear it for like a long time, and then it would like every now and then make a noise. I think it just made itself known the first day we moved in, and then from then for the first little bit that we lived there. So we lived there for about a year, and then moved out. I moved into this house that I'm in right now, and my Nana owns this house, and my sister, my mom, and my aunt have all lived here at some point. They never really experienced anything at all in this house. That's one reason why I feel like something might have like followed me where I used to live to here now, because nobody else that lived here ever experienced anything. So I live here in this house, and then my aunt lives in a house right beside it, and then my Nana lives in a house right beside her. So it's like 3 houses right beside each other. They never really experienced anything in their house either. But when I moved in, I started, it started out like really small, and every now and then would be somebody walking. And it happened the most when I was in the shower. I would think somebody came in the house and walking around. One time I actually got out of the shower because I literally thought somebody was in my house. I had to get out, and there was nobody here, of course. I would go to work and come home, and there would be lights turned on that I never turn on. One time the back door was wide open. I told my Nana and them about it. That's when they told me that they were kind of experiencing things over there, and they were seeing stuff. They were seeing figures, which had never really happened before like that. And they, like my mom and my sister, they never experienced anything like that in this house before. So it just kind of makes me think, did this thing follow me from where I lived before? I don't know. Here lately, within the past, I'm saying the past month or two, it has gotten 10 times, I wouldn't say worse, just more frequent in my house and in my Nana's house. In my Nana's house, started seeing a little boy or a little kid, and a black figure. So it's like 2 main things that they would see over there. The thing that scared me the most, and this was the first time I got a full-on look at whatever's following me. This was the first time I got a full-on look at it. I was walking over to my Nana's house, and it was like that time, like dusk, I guess you could say, like where the sun has went down, but it's still light outside a little bit. And I'm walking over to my Nana's house, and at her house, in the living room, it has big windows. And I was walking over there, and I seen in the window somebody standing there. And at first I thought it was my aunt, but she was over at my Nana's house. And I was like thinking, and I was like, it's too tall to be my aunt. So I'm like thinking in my head, because it looked like her. She had long dark hair, and that's what made me automatically think it was my aunt. And I was thinking, I was like, for one, it's too tall. And I just saw it for like 2 seconds. I like walked in front of a tree, and then it was gone. So I thought maybe it was my aunt, she just walked away. And I was thinking of what I seen in my head, and I was like, first of all, it's too tall to be my aunt. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, it was like really pale. And I'm thinking, while I'm still walking to my Nana's house when I'm like thinking all this stuff. And then I'm like working myself up, because I'm like kind of scaring myself, because I'm like, I don't think what I saw was a person. So I get over there to the house, and when I get to the living room, my sister and my Nana are in there, and I was like, were you just at the window over here? And they were like, no, nobody's been over by that window. And I'm like, I just saw somebody standing in this window while I was walking over here. Somebody was standing in this window. Something was standing in this window. And that scared me the most. Like, my heart was pounding. I could feel my heart pounding. That was the first time I have ever like fully looked at a ghost or a spirit or whatever you want to call it. And then that night I get to my house, and I'm in bed, and I hear something like scratching, and I'm like thinking, I thought it was maybe my dog. So I like sit up, and I'm like, I look over at my dog with my flashlight on my phone, and he's sound asleep. I'm like, this is weird. And so I lay back down, and I have my head like up against my pillow, like where my ear's up against my pillow, and I can hear the scratching, and it's like really freaks me out to even think about it again. It's like somebody's like scratching on the mattress from the bottom of my mattress. Like if I turn my head like where my ears aren't touching the pillow or the mattress, I can't hear it. But if I turn my head and lay my head down like this, I can hear, and I swear to God, it sounds like somebody is scratching in the mattress like this. And I've checked, it's not mice. If it's mice, there's a mouse in my mattress, and there's like no holes in my mattress to indicate that there might be a mouse living in my mattress, because I can't hear it unless my ear is pressed down on my pillow or on my mattress. But it's not like constant, it's just every now and then. It happened that night, and then it happened a couple nights later, and then it happened a couple nights later. It's not every night, and it's not all the time, but it's so creepy. Y'all don't even understand, because my room is pitch black dark when I sleep, and I can hear this scratching on the mattress, and it's like really starting to freak me out. And I'm like freaking myself out right now, because I'm in my house by myself right now making this video, and it's creeping me out, and I'm just glad all the lights are on. This happened, I think it was 2 days ago. I was trying to take a nap. I was laying in bed because I had to work that night. I had to work all night, and I was faced away from my dog's kennel, and on top of it I had just set a metal bowl, like a water bowl. I set it on top of the cage, just set it up there, and my dog was laying outside the kennel. He wasn't up in the kennel, he was laying outside the kennel. So I know it wasn't him that like bumped into the kennel, and the bowl just flew off into the floor, and it's metal, and it made like this big loud crash, and it literally gave me and my dog both a heart attack, and my dog ran to the other side of the room. After that, he was like tripping out. So it makes me kind of wonder, is whatever following me, is that what's knocking my stuff off? Is that what making all this noise, is making all this ruckus? I don't feel like it's haunting me. I feel like it's just following me. It's like it moved from where I lived before to here, and I don't think that whatever's happened at my Nana's house is related to what's following me. I think maybe I brought something with me, and that kind of worked up whatever has been lying dormant at my Nana's house. And now they actually see it all the time. Honestly think I've pissed it off by bringing whatever followed me. I guess it's that woman that I saw in that window. That's honestly what I feel like. I feel like that woman that I seen in the window is what's following me. I mean, I don't feel threatened. It's not trying to hurt me. It's just here. You know, as long as it doesn't try to kill me, I think I'll be okay. Okay, well, there you have it. That is my story of the ghost that follows me and has been following me for 2 years or so. Hopefully it doesn't kill me after making this video. I post videos every Sunday, and they're not always creepy like this, but I do think since it is October and Halloween month, I might try to do more scary videos for the month of October, just because I like the spooky stuff, and tis the season for spooky stuff. So why not? Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you like my videos, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up on this video. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and you can follow me on Twitter, and that'll be down in the description below, because I'm only on here once a week, but I'm on there every day because I don't have a life and I just live on social media. I tweet all my problems. So if you want to know all my problems in life, follow me on Twitter. So there you go. I hope y'all have a great day, and subscribe to my channel.